Now it's time for a little bit of Lotus half cash with no monkey knowledge. So we're going to head on over to Lotus Island with Quincy as our hero. And we're going to be starting off with a tack shooter opening. So we're going to place it up and to the right on that little brown spot over there. Take a little bit of extra time getting the perfect placement there. We want the tack shooter to see everything in as wide a range as we can. And we're going to be saving up for the faster shooting here. As I found in my testing, it's a little bit better in terms of leaking, not leaking, than upgrading more tacks first. But here on this first wave, we're going to leak down to around 74. There we go. We're upgrading faster shooting, and then we're going to upgrade more tacks right after that. Once we get the more tacks upgrade, we're going to be sitting and relaxing while we wait for Quincy. And that's what I really like about this tack shooter opening is the tack shooter gets a ton of value, is a single tower, and scales into late game much better than the dart monkeys we'd be investing in. So we're able to just use this tower to save up for Quincy and get Quincy down on round 12 here. I'm just glad we don't have to build any dart monkeys as they don't do anything and you really just want to sell them as soon as you can. But getting Quincy down here on round 12 gives us the ability to get camo vision in time for the first camo wave, because Quincy needs level 5 for that. Quincy getting that camo vision is also very important because we're going to be using the monkey subs on this level. And as we can see there, we do leak a little bit with this tack shooter, but it's okay. Anything above green, as we see with those yellow ones, are just a little bit too fast for this unupgraded tack shooter to deal with. And that's okay, because we have Quincy now. And you can see our Quincy placement is just above that little green area, all the way over to the right. And what I really like about this Quincy placement is Quincy's able to see balloons all the time and is just constantly shooting, which is a really good thing for a hero that you're continuously getting more and more value from as they level up. Quincy always has something to shoot over here. Even though it might be a pink balloon sometimes and Quincy's just going to whiff a bunch of times, it's okay. Now Quincy's also level 3, so we have the ability to use Quincy's ability, but we're going to place down the sniper monkey over here and set it to strong right on that little rock there. And we can see the vision there is very good. The sniper monkey gets a ton of different looks at everything as it comes in. And the sniper monkey gets to shoot the strong stuff that both Quincy and the tack shooter are going to struggle with.
Bring them.
There's also some value in hitting the strong balloons quickly so that your other towers can get more value by getting to see the balloons for longer. So we have the full metal jacket upgrade on this now. Gets a lot more value from our sniper monkey and gives us the ability to pop lead balloons, which we currently don't have the ability to do so. We're now saving up for this monkey sub right here. We also see those pink balloons getting popped, which are pretty scary. We're going to use Quincy's ability here, just to make sure we don't leak anything we don't want to. We're going to place this monkey sub up here, down until red, right until red, in place. And it would be good to get the advanced intel, but it would be too expensive and take too long. So we're actually going to save up for the twin guns here. And we're going to use Quincy's ability as soon as it comes off cooldown here. There we go. Still saving up for the twin guns. Leaking just a little tiny bit, which is okay. We also see we get the camo balloons right there, because Quincy's already level 5, which is pretty nice. Once we get the monkey sub upgraded, it's going to benefit from that camo vision as well. So now we have the longer range, which is okay, but it's not the best. We really want that advanced intel. So we're just waiting for that. It's quite a bit of money as well. If we see a large stream of balloons coming this round, we're going to wait just a minute until we see a bigger stream of balloons coming in and then use Quincy's ability. There we got a ton of value. And now we have our advanced intel. Here's the lead wave, which is taken care of by the full metal jacket that we got earlier. Pretty good value from that so far. 700 popped isn't the biggest amount of popped, but it's a respectable amount. We're going to use Quincy's ability right there on round 31. As we save up for the air burst darts, which are really strong early game. The only downside is it costs 1,000, which is quite a bit as well, especially on half cash here. And there we go. We can see camo balloons on round 33. No problem because Quincy's giving vision to the monkey sub there. And we're going to save up for the fast firing, because we don't actually have a solution for the upcoming Moab, and we're on round 34 already, right? So that's a concern. And we already invested a little bit of money in the sniper monkey anyways. We're going to use Quincy's ability there on round 35. There's just so many balloons coming in, we want to be extra careful. And now we're saving up for the large caliber, which will make it 202. We see a huge stream of stuff coming in, but luckily airburst darts are pretty dang good. And we're just saving up for that large caliber still.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good upgrade. You see those camo balloons coming in. We're going to use Quincy's ability right there. Waiting for these last camo balloons, which we shouldn't have any problem with. And if we did have a problem, Quincy would be not in our build anymore. So now we have large caliber. We're good for round 40. But we're going to play it even safer because we want to deal with those stronger balloons and let the other towers deal with the weaker balloons as they break down. So we're going to place down this sniper monkey and set it to strong. Get the full metal jacket, because we want that initial shot from the sniper monkey to do more damage and break down into fewer balloons. We're not going to use Quincy's ability there on the initial look. We're going to use it right here at the end. And there we go, round 40. On round 42, you want to place down the monkey sub to give the AoE reveal for camo balloons over on the left-hand side there. We are a little bit slow here as we were playing a little fast. Make sure you're ready to do that on round 42. As we can see here, they're running through, but we're going to place it right on over here. Submerge and support.
Wake up.
We're also going to use Quincy's ability here because we were too slow. And then we should have also gotten the monkey sub out of the water, which we were slow to do as well. So we leaked another 20 balloons. But that's just poor play on our part, and usually we do a lot better than that. But that's the benefit of this monkey sub right now, is we can take it in and out of the water to shoot stuff like we're doing right here. Demonstrating that, getting a little extra value on that. But our end goal here is to get the plutonium reactor, so we're using Quincy's ability here on round 45 as the big stream of balloons comes in. And then we'll be able to get the plutonium reactor no problem. But even with the nerfed plutonium reactor, this is still a really good spot to have that monkey sub. And it's a key part of our build for the late game. As anything that isn't a Moab, as it gets to that point, is going to be fine. We're also going to place this bomb shooter over here on the little yellow thing right there. Right like so. As we can see, it looks pretty good. We're going to upgrade frag bombs, as it's the best tree for AoEing stuff. And with this placement, we also get the benefit of the plutonium reactor. So we have the cluster bombs, the bigger bombs, and we're doing a ton of damage with this already. Then we get the heavy bombs, which effectively adds even more popping power to the AoE that we have, which includes the black balloons. And we're just taking care of stuff as it comes in. Saving up for that juicy recursive cluster, which does a ton of damage to stacked balloons and still does a pretty good job on the Moabs. You can see here we pop that Moab and then pop everything in it pretty quickly there. And the recursive cluster is just going to do a ton of work for us from this location for the rest of the run here. But I was talking about those Moabs, right? So we're going to place down another bomb shooter right here, set that to strong, and begin upgrading towards the Moab Mauler. We're going to get a couple different Moab Maulers here, but this first one's pretty important as the Moabs start coming more and more frequently here. And none of our other towers really do much to the Moab. So the Moab Mauler is pretty good. And because we're not going to round 100, we can make the Moab Mauler a little more versatile for us. Because it did recently get nerfed in terms of its ceramic damage. So we have a 2-3 bomb shooter here, and it's very strong for us. We're going to place down a secondary bomb shooter right here. We can also place it down here on this island. But either spot is good, and we just want to get that Moab Mauler going. Because the Plutonium Reactor and the Recursive Cluster are going to do all of the work for us for non-Moab related things. We're going to get the bigger bombs. We're going to save up for the heavy bombs. But we can already see the value coming from this bomb shooter, right? It's popping stuff pretty good for us. And we're able to do this because DDTs aren't going to be a factor for us, right? Pretty strong stuff. We see these camo leads coming in. We know that we should have heat tip darts just to make sure we pop those in case they sneak by everything else. And the round 60 BFB is taken care of by just 2 Moab Maulers, which is very impressive to me. I feel like that's really good value from that. And we're also going to be demonstrating the final tree of the monkey sub here, as I think it can bring a ton of value with advanced intel. We're also giving vision to our other monkey sub a bit here, but the ballistic missile is really good because it does damage to Moabs as well as extra ceramic damage, which we don't have a ton of ceramic damage because of the recently nerfed Moab Mauler, right? We're also going to set this to strong because we want it targeting the stronger stuff as well, because it has extra popping power per dart. We can see there we're doing damage to stuff we can't even see. We're just constantly getting value from this monkey sub throughout this level here, as we have a constant stream of vision throughout the level as well. So we're going to place another bomb shooter over here just to the left of that loop, and we're going to upgrade the frag bombs and the extra range, so we see we get that low quality look over there on the right hand side. Doesn't have to be a high quality look, it just has to be a look. And we're saving up for the cluster bombs right now. So we almost have it. We get the cluster bombs, and we're going to get the bigger bombs first, but we're going to skip the heavy bombs for just a second and get the recursive cluster first, because that's where you really get a ton of value from this tower. I really think recursive cluster is a great all-around tower right now, so I'm going to be using it in a lot of builds until it probably gets nerfed. It is going to take us just a minute here to get to 3,000. 3,000 is essentially 6,000. And we don't have any monkey farms or anything of that nature. So we just need about 1,000 more and we're there. And what's really great about this bomb shooter placement is we get a ton of vision on the revealed camo balloons, which is very nice for us. There we go, recursive cluster. Now we can finally get that heavy bombs upgrade we were looking for. Right, like so. And what we can't see over here on the right hand side is those Moab Maulers just dealing with every single Moab that comes through, including that BFB. We also see the missile launcher shooting at those as well, constantly doing damage. Next, we're going to place down this Alchemist over here on this left-hand side. I like this placement because it gives us a ton more value on our recursive cluster. We get a really good long quality look at that loop-de-loop with the Berserker Brew. But we don't quite have the money for that yet. We also get more value from the acidic mixture dip as the AoE gets more popping power. Now we have the Berserker Brew, and now we're getting even more value from this. So now we're getting even more value. We're going to upgrade the Stronger Acid and set this to Strong, even though we're probably never going to throw onto anything throughout this level. If anything gets that far, I'm a little worried for us. We can see here comparatively the Sniper Monkeys versus these Moab Maulers. The Moab Maulers are doing so much more work for us. As we know, late game is king. We're going to upgrade the Tack Shooter just a little bit, just to thank it for all of the damage it did for us throughout the level. And we can also kind of see here that the Tack Shooter does get a lot of value if we upgrade it further. I just found it a little hard to work into this build in the way that it ended up being placed there, because everything's essentially a Moab at that point, and upgrading a Tack Shooter to do more damage to a Moab isn't really the best option. And we can see there 27,000 popped on that Moab Mauler. That's a ton. And this one's almost at 25k. So tons of damage. We can see we're doing a ton of work on these Moabs as they come in. We could also get the Moab Assassin here if we felt like it, but that would just make us have a little bit more micro, and we don't want any more abilities. Deadly Precision is also one other option, but we're going to go with the Stronger Stimulant. As I think it's best to further invest in this recursive cluster that we have a lot of money in, getting tons of value there. As we can see, the numbers are starting to shoot up for this recursive cluster as stuff gets further throughout the level. And I'm also showing you right here, we have a little bit of trouble putting down this Alchemist. We can place it over here and just barely not throw onto that Moab Mauler. And we can upgrade that. Even if it did throw onto that Moab Mauler, it wouldn't be the biggest deal. We're just upgrading this to Strong, getting the Perishing Potions. And now we have that 3-2 Alchemist on the final run here. And we have our medal for Lotus Island, half cash, no monkey knowledge.